What is your name?
Catherine Lyons Labate.
And where were you born and what year?
I was born in Madison, Wisconsin in 1949, and I came out here in 1974.
What brought you out here
I
from
was
Madison?
hitchhiking. Actually, I grew up in Chicago, around the Chicago area, and I was just on an adventure. I was hitchhiking around the country. My photography teacher gave me an address, said, "Oh, you can look up my friends, they'll put you up." Someone let me out at Gate 5 Road in Bridgewood. Said, "You need to get out here. I'm going back on the freeway." So I got out, and there was a gas station, the Mohawk gas station. There was a big phone booth right there. So I used that phone booth, made my call, and left my wall. And that kind of was like a chapter changer. I have a new identity. I am in a new place. And people just took me in. Just took me in. Within like 3 or 4 months, I bought a 22-foot cabin cruiser. Tiny, tiny, tiny. And moved in and became part of this neighborhood. Grew my family, lived on a ferry boat, gave birth to my daughter on the Issaquah.
So you said you've lived here for 50 years.
50
What
years.
kind of changes have you seen here?
Well, when I first came, Don Arquez owned all the property and then sold it to Waldo Bernardo. So big changes happened there. When he was in charge, and we were friends, he and his wife, I was very good friends with them. They were old and they couldn't take the pressure, and the county was starting to fine them $1,000 a day to come up to code. Sold it to Waldo Point Harbor, and then the bulldozers and the police and all of that started happening. And we had to switch from being artists and hippies to negotiators and organizers, and we did.
What was that like for you?
We were nervous a lot, but we all figured it out, and we had a lot of smart people. A lot of college graduates had just dumped out here just like I did. We knew that we wanted to keep our home and that we were going to fight. And then we got a lot of backers like the San Francisco Foundation and the Marin Community Foundation and all of this help that said, "Don't give out, just keep fighting and keep your homes." And they needed more affordable housing in Marin County. So we were going to be it if we could keep the fight. And we did.
What do you love most about living here?
I love being part of a neighborhood, part of a community. And it extends, like dock to dock. So we have a lot of gatherings. Since January, when things changed drastically in this country, I started having soup, like a huge pot of soup. Everyone can come. Everyone shows up.
Do you have maybe a favorite memory or a moment you'd like to share of all your time here?
I remember him. We had a long, long dock when we were in the gate school, and he would hop all the way down the dock to our boat, which is at the very end. And we would have big parties. That is one of my best memories. Every year we had a feast, and everyone had to bring their best dish, and we put big floats out behind our boat and tied them all together, painted it one color so it looked together. And then flamenco dancers came and performed. And everyone brought food. And so many people ended up coming year after year, that you'd watch the floats sinking. And the dancers would still be happening, and we'd all be partying. It was wonderful.
What are your hopes for the future of your community or Sausalito in general?
I don't ever plan on leaving here. We plan, this is it for us.
What does a good day look like for you?
I wake up in the morning before the light changes in the sky. I put on the coffee, and then I come out here and I put seed out for the ducks. And my husband wakes up, and we kind of sit here and watch the light change, watch the fog roll in, and then get, ready. And he goes off to work, and I walk out the door with him and go off for a walk.
Tell us what you did for work.
I'm a photographer. I was the in-house photographer for Sweetwater.